and come up with a realistic assessment of how a player played well or maybe played not so well. So again, if this is your first time tuning in, make sure you click that bell icon so you're notified whenever we go live and do future Chalk Talks here. So let's dive into it, Tim. Oh, that's the other thing too. If the stream goes down, gang, sometimes it triggers copyright. The stream goes down, it'll come right back up. However, if it does go down and you don't want to wait for it to come back up, you can also check this out on X and on Rumble. We're still live there. It won't trigger a copyright there and it won't go down. And also, I'm going to edit this segment out later so you guys can watch it in its entirety as its own episode. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's get into it, Tim. Well, first of all, let's do this real quick. Clint, the armchair quarterback, you're always too kind, buddy. Just gifted 10 Packer Fan Total Access memberships. So that's 10 lucky viewers in here this evening that are going to be entered into the giveaway for the autographed Lucas Van Ness rookie card tomorrow night. So thank you so much, Clint, for being so generous.
Clint.
Buddy.
That's awesome, man. Clint's always looking out, right?
He was the best guy around.
Man, for real. He's always supporting the show. All right, let's get into it, Tim. First play here, man. Micah Parsons is lined up over on the right side of your screen. So for everybody on the podcast, I'm going to do my best to describe where he's lined up. What I give you here, I'm going to try to tell you, specify which side it's on, because sometimes the camera is flipped with these end zone cameras. However, in this case, think of the Madden cam, all right? The camera's behind the offense, and you got Micah Parsons lining up in what I would call a wide 9 here. So he's over the tight end, wide 9. You see the tight end is slightly flexed out here. So let's watch his first sack. As we roll the tape, you're going to brush off the chip, bounce back inside. You see the agility there, Tim. I mean, this dude is agile. I mean, he ran a 4.340.
Yeah.
The guy moves. He literally moves like a cornerback, but he's got the power of an edge rusher. And what you're seeing here with Micah Parsons is he is an absolute speed rusher. That's what he is. He can bull rush, don't get me wrong, but this is his superpower. The way he changes directions is unbelievable, man.
Yeah. I mean, you see it right here in this rep. You see him go to the outside, stick it, realize that he's got a better chance at cutting back inside, and then he just smokes the interior getting to the quarterback. You got to love it.
Absolutely dominant rep right there. That was against the Cleveland Browns. All right, Dan Mullen with the super chat. Dan, thank you so much. It says Parson/Cooper with McKinley covering. Blitz is a game breaker. Yeah, man. Edgerrin Cooper and Micah Parsons are very, very similar. Very similar. Yeah. Matter of fact, not to dog Parsons at all. You guys know he's one of the best in the game, but Edgerrin Cooper's already done something that Micah Parsons has never done. It was Homer on the Homer Hour the other day. Steve the Homer True, been covering the Packers for decades, long before I was born, right? He threw out a statistic that Micah Parsons has never won Defensive Player of the Week twice in one season, I think. And Edgerrin Cooper did it in his rookie year. So just keep that in mind. Pretty cool. But, yeah, you're spot on there, Dan. They are very, very similar in that regard.
I love the point, too, about, with X back there. You got McKinney.
Yes.
You've got guys like Evan Williams who can be an absolute dog in the box when you need him to be. We got dudes like Javon Bullard out of Georgia, who's an absolute smash-mouth dude in the trenches. So I think, the addition of Parsons into this scheme is going to, allow our secondary to even eat a little bit more here in conjunction, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. All right, next rep here. So now the camera is behind the defense for everybody on the podcast, and we got him lined up. And some would probably call it a 7 tech. We'll just go ahead and say 9. Now, he does have a DB that's obviously lined up on his outside shoulder. So what they're doing is they're mugging the A gaps here, right? And then they've got basically everybody isolated here. It's a one-on-one block, one-on-one block, one-on-one block. That's how the protection's set, right? And the running back is going to have to pick this cat blitz up if they do fire him. Okay, so everybody's one-on-one here, and Micah, like I said, is lined up in what I would call a wide 9. Some would call a 7. Let's roll the tape. Again, jab outside. Look how quick he is across, and that's Jalen Hurts that he runs down like it is no problem, Tim. I mean, this dude, he's an animal. Again, speed rush, right? Look, notice his feet.
And off the snap, right? The bait to the outside. I mean, that left tackle has no idea what the hell to do.
So when you see Rashawn Gary rush the quarterback, he runs with high knees. You notice that? He's kind of a high knee guy. Watch how Parsons' feet stay so close to the ground. You see it?
Yeah.
You see what I'm talking about? He's just so smooth. Look at the feet. That's unbelievable, man. And again, running Hurts down as Hurts finally just gave up and laid down. He's like, okay, this guy's got me, son of a gun.
It's true. That's the crazy thing with Micah is the athleticism, right? He looks like a receiver or a tight end or, like just the complete agility. And then you've got the power and the speed, and it's just tough to match up with him. I mean, you can try and block him one-on-one all day. Good luck.
Yeah. His ankles are what gets me, man. The ankles are just so bendy. It almost looks like Barry Sanders' ankles.
Sure. Able to chop down and absolutely.
So fluid. So there you go. There's another sack by Micah Parsons. All right, moving along to the next one. Now, we're still here against the Eagles. Now let's kind of see how the defensive front is lining up. I would call this a 9. Some would call it a 7. So he's on the right. The camera is behind the defense on this particular rep. So what you got is one-on-one, 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 one-on-one. Here, and this back may try to chip on Parsons as well. We'll see what he does. All right, so let's roll the tape. Look at that. Handling the power. Right back up the middle. So you can see how if the ball was ran, he would not be in his gap. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that we're talking about with run defense that can be an issue if you just kind of play, freelancing, if you will. Now, this might have been designed the way 97 works outside. It looks like he was prepared to take the edge as this is essentially what we would call a TE stunt. With a TE stunt, the defensive tackle is going to go out. The edge is going to come back in and going to loop around. So if I were to freeze it here, when we say TE stunt, that's what we're talking about. He's going to engage and walk out, right? And then Micah is going to fill that void. So the gaps are still covered, but you can see he's so aggressive. If this isn't a 3rd and long situation, might get out of your gap integrity. But I didn't see a whole lot of that on tape, to be honest with you.
And maybe it's an attribute to his FBI, right? If he's thinking dead red and knows they're not running, go after that quarterback, right? Absolutely.
And it's kind of hard to see it from this angle, but he actually punches the ball.
I was just going to say, is that a strip sack? It almost looks like a strip sack.
It is, definitely. You'll see the left hand. Watch his left hand just bang, pop it out. Yeah. That's something he's really
fit in great with the ball king and Coach Ogobasi. Oh, yeah, this is going to be great.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, man, you can see it on multiple sacks. It reminds you of Charles Woodson when he would tackle the ball carrier and punch as he's tackling. Micah does that a lot. A whole lot. So, yeah, this is a situation where the offense goes from having the possession of the ball to all of a sudden the other team's got it inside the 5. Or inside the 10 anyway. But pretty cool. All right, moving along. Dusty Nuts in the chat says Elvis Presley ran the jailhouse rock. Damn right he did. The King. Everybody give the King a little love in here. All right.
Thank you very much.
That's right. Next play, the camera behind the offense now, podcasters. And we've got him lined up right over a tight end. So this is what I would call, and again, when we're talking technique, 0 tech, 2 tech, 4 tech, this would be the 6. So right here would be an 8. You'd probably call that an 8-eye look is what I would call that. Okay, so he's playing kind of an 8-eye look, inside shoulder, inside half of what should have been the second tight end, although they're playing in a flex. Got pterodactyls in here tonight, man. So when you look at the front, this looks like a 4-man rush, right? You got a wide 9, then you got a 4-eye, you've got a 1 tech, and then you've got, like we said, some will call it an 8-eye. Let's call it that. So you're trying to force an isolation block over here. What you're wanting to happen here, Tim, is these guys have to double team here, right? And if the tight end goes out in a route, you got this tackle isolated. They may be chipping with the tight end. They may be chipping with the running back. And you'll notice sometimes when they move Parsons around, the running back and the tight end will follow him, much like what happens with Myles Garrett. So, again, when you're looking at our defense, think of who these players would be. Carl Brooks, Devontae White, Rashawn Gary, Micah Parsons. Right, that's what I
I said, double who you want. Good luck. Someone else is going to eat.
And I can't remember if any of these guys fire on a delay blitz, but let's see what happens here. False. Okay, so this is one of those. It almost looked like a false start, but you'll see Micah kind of stoke. Oh, no, all right, we're running it. Cool. Watch him just wreck the whole play.
I love it.
Yeah. So he literally just takes the outside shoulder of the tackle, pushes the running back out of the way, and again, watch the ankles. Jab step, right back out. Bang.
So quick, right? Changing direction so quickly. I mean, he looks like Matthew Golden changing direction on a route. It's crazy.
Yeah. Think if you're the quarterback here, right? If you're Jaden Daniels, you think, all right, yeah, 2 guys right here, we're good. I'm just going to step up,
Good
And
luck.
watch how quick he changes directions. Bang, bang, and he's the one making the tackle.
Yep. And it's the hands too, right? We talk about the footwork and, FBI and the speed and everything, but the hand fighting is great too.
Yep, definitely. Again, he's just so quick, man. So quick. That's his superpower. He doesn't have the power of Rashawn Gary. Boy, oh boy, he's a lot faster than Rashawn Gary. A lot faster.
Yep.
So this is a unique set here. All right. Next play, still against the Commanders. So you've got him lining up in a 4-eye here, Tim, which is cool. So you got a wide 9, then Micah Parsons in a 4-eye, working from left to right, camera behind the offense. Here you got your 3 tech, and then another wide 9. All right. And this looks like a dime set to me where you've only got one linebacker. Okay. So again, if you were to set the protection as the offense, you're going here, right? And because you're in that 4-eye, it's going to be hard for that center to help, right? And you'll probably have a block here and here. If I was a center, I'd be telling that guard pre-snap, listen, get on his outside shoulder and I'll help you on the inside. But again, they may be running a stunt too. If this guy bleeds in, Micah scrapes off, that might be the play call as well. So let's see what they end up running here. So he just beats the outside shoulder of the that's the guard, right? Yeah, the guard. So he is way too fast for 67, the guard right here. And notice the hands, Tim. Great hands on this play, man.
Refusing to be blocked,
Yeah.
You talk about the athleticism and the speed and everything, but just the sheer hand fighting and the will to not be blocked. Or if you're going to put hands on me, it's not going to be for long. I'm getting around you, I'm getting over you, I'm getting through you.
Yeah. This is a 4-man rush where they had 2 dedicated to him, a guard and a center, and the guard just did a piss poor job of getting the outside shoulder. And I would put this more on the guard. Like right here, he bites on that jab step.
Yeah.
You see, he's leaning back in this direction. You see the lean.
It's like basketball, man, falling for the old crossover, right?
Yeah. And he's got to know 63 is going to help because they got this guy kicked out pretty wide opposite side. So if I was 67, if he's going to beat you, let him beat you inside because you got help with 63.
Yeah.
So you do got to kind of throw this a little bit on the offensive line, but still his quickness, hands, chop it down. He took 2 hands to the face, it looks like. So it should have been a penalty on the offensive line. It doesn't matter, though. He still just beats them like a drum. And again,
there aren't many tackles or interior O linemen that are going to be able to block him in a situation like that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And if you notice in the secondary here, right here, Jaden Daniels has a receiver.
Sure.
The problem is he knows this guy's right on his heels. Like he that's what we're talking about, blowing the play up. Even though they had an answer to the equation, this guy, I don't know, he's looking at the hot dog vendor out here somewhere, right? He has no idea that the tight end's creeping in behind him. But again, Jaden Daniels can't get that ball out because Micah. And remember what I said about the strip? Watch him punch at the ball here, Tim. See it?
Yep.
Every time
also goes hand in hand with pressure pick covered sack, right? Let's say the QB tries to get it out in a hurry there because he knows that pressure's coming. That's when we get McKinney and we get Evan Williams, we get our Carrington Valentine, Kentucky's own, out there making plays. I love it.
Yeah. And again, it's just I love that he's always going after the ball. And like you said, Tim, Ball King's going to love this dude.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Absolutely. And I love that they said that, hey, we're not going to rush it. We know he's going to fit into this scheme. Let's pepper in that deployment. Let's get him well versed. And I'm willing to bet you week 1 he's going to look pretty good. And by week 2 or 3 we're really going to see a lot of Micah Parsons for sure.
Yeah. I agree. If you guys will, we got a bunch of people in here. Take a quick second, do us a big favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe. If you're new here, welcome into PTA. Thank you for hanging out with us this evening as we're breaking down Micah Parsons tape. Make sure you click that bell icon so you're notified when we go live here in the future. All right, next play is against the Giants. Poor Drew Lock. I bet you I can't say that on the air. I've got so many one-liners about being nervous and I forget where I'm at sometimes. So Micah, let's see what they're showing here. They're showing a little double A gap mug. We do this a lot, Tim, right? So, and it looks like they got an extra guy in here as well. So they're trying to force isolation. You see this offensive lineman's looking back and going, Drew, I'm sorry, buddy, you're screwed. Okay, nothing we can do for you. But this is how the protection probably sets up. Here, 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 that means he's a free runner. That ain't going to work. So what's probably going to end up having to happen is here, this is wild. Here, the running back is screwed. If they're not just mugging and they're actually bringing the heat, that's how that protection's got to set up. So Micah's got the leverage. playing probably an 8 to an 8-eye look here. And let's watch him come flying in off the edge. I mean, just absolute. The hands are unbelievable, man. He's got such good hands to go with that speed. Watch him jab step outside, use the hand smack, and poor Drew Lock never had a shot, man.
Just the ability to be on the edge like this and to end up in, the A gap or end up in the middle and just crashing and blowing up that pocket is just pure unadulterated athleticism right there. And it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if they send a chip, if they send help, he finds a way to beat them.
Yeah. And notice the right tackle doing the two-step over here, right? Look at that. That's not good technique. But you've got to respect Micah Parsons' 4.3 speed on the outside edge, right? You've got to respect that. So he's trying to get for crap, caught him in the middle of a step, and it's ball game. Dan Mullen with the super chat. Thank you, Danny. Says chasing down Jaden Daniels is nuts. Go back. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah. Jaden Daniels is a hell of a quarterback. So the fact that he got
Jaden Daniels and Jalen Hurts, we saw him eating up, right?
Yep.
Great point.
And I'll tell you, I'm just saying, week 2, who do we play? Jaden Daniels.
I'll be in the building, baby.
Hey, will you really? That's
yes, sir.
Thursday night football. That's what I'm talking about, Tim. So yeah, it's I agree though, Dan. That's pretty wild that he can run down Jaden Daniels like that. Appreciate the super chat, man. All right. So we've watched this one. Obviously, jab step outside, comes firing back in. I love his celebration, too. He does this a lot. It's like an animal crawl or something. Watch him crawl. Get used to seeing that at Lambeau Field, guys. I can't wait to see that for the first time in the snow, Tim. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's another thing, you got to love the energy that he brings on the field.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. All right. Up next, going to be in probably about a 7 tech, I would imagine, on the right side here from the defense's perspective. So you got a guy lined up in a 1 on his side. That's huge. These guys are going to have to double him most likely. You're going to get another isolation play here. And obviously they've got the running back in a pistol set where the running back's directly behind the quarterback in a short shotgun set. So question is the running back going to chip? Is he going to help with the tackle or is he on his own? Let's roll the tape. Completely outside, running back leaks out, and he just about decapitates poor. I don't even know who that is. I'm trying to think who their quarterback is in Carolina. But, I mean, Tim, that speed, watch the hands again. Just smacking the hands away. We do it every now and again. I know y'all are great at this on Twitter. I need somebody to screen grab this for me, okay? Look, I'm going to do it right here. And what I need you to write, using your stylus pen from your favorite cellular device, I need you to screenshot that. I need you to put right on the screen, okay? And tag me on Twitter so I can retweet it. All right.
This poor quarterback too, because he
no
has
idea.
This is being blindsided by a freight train. He has no idea what's coming.
Yeah,
he's scanning downfield, going through his progression. He thinks he's got time. He doesn't.
It looked like me throwing a fit in the grocery store for the first time before Mama Betty gave me my first ass whipping, right? That's me. I have no clue what's behind me right now. You know what I mean? That's exactly what's going on there. So, yeah, and I love the tackle too. Again, when he arrives pissed off, and I absolutely love it, man.
He does, but there's a certain degree of control too. You don't see him reckless attacking, the QB. Obviously, it's 2025 NFL. Don't breathe on the quarterback too hard; you might get a flag. So it's cool to see a guy, winning with this athleticism and then getting to the quarterback aggressively, but under control and not getting that flag.
That's what's wild about this rep too. He does a front flip. You notice that?
Yeah.
And the
crazy.
When we talk about his feet staying low to the ground, he's so agile and quick. When you see him initiate contact, it never looks like, oh, that was a blow. Like he seems so like when he gets there, he almost goes limp, and he just doesn't play stiff,
I love that right-handed swat right off the snap. As soon as that tackle tries to engage, get off of me. As soon as you put that hand out, I'm slapping it away, and I'm around you.
And he's so fast around the edge, man.
Yep.
Watch the feet, Tim. I mean, there's no stutter at all. Look at that footwork. Just key in on the feet, guys. Don't look at anything. Just look at Micah's feet.
Yep.
That's a freak right there.
And you also notice that, like, you see the little half-ass, handoff fake there, a little play action. Good luck trying to do that against Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary. They're not biting on that.
Yeah, no doubt. All right. Up next, Carolina again. So we got, looks like about probably a 7-tech, I would call it. All right. And this is just a 4-man rush, looks like. Let's see if he kicks inside or just works outside. Oh, yeah, a little swim move right there. Love
Look
it.
at the pursuit too. Look how deep he is on the pressure, and then where he ends up at the end of the play.
Oh, yeah. That quarterback should know there's no way I'm outrunning this cat.
Yep.
Watch him all the way to the end. And what does he do, Tim? Watch him punch. Bang.
Bang.
Ball out.
Ball's out.
Yep. Luckily,
And
Carolina covered it.
Again, the hand fighting, getting held by the right tackle, little hold there at the end, still fights through, still gets to the quarterback.
Yep. Hand fight. Watch the swim right there. Going over.
Swat and swim. Beautiful. With the footwork.
Yeah, you guys are going to have all kinds of stuff to screenshot for me tonight because we're going to need one right here. Okay.
Somebody come look at this.
Somebody give me a screenshot of this on Twitter too. and right on the screen put, he lose something? Question mark. What's he looking for? Why he swimming in the turf like that? So love it, man.
Yeah. Look at Micah Parsons like, ooh, let me go get this rookie quarterback real quick. Let me get him.
All right. Next play. Now we're against the Buccaneers. This one, I ain't gonna lie, viewer discretion is advised. This is violent. What they do to Baker Mayfield on this play, Tim, and I love Baker Mayfield. He fights to the whistle, man. But you'll see
you got
Micah,
some dogs out here, right? Devin White, you got Baker Mayfield out there. I mean,
so you got our boy Micah in probably an 8-eye look here, right? Inside shoulder of a tight end who's flexed somewhat. So whether you want to call it an 8-eye, 9, or a 7, what have you. But this, you're only seeing 3 defenders on the screen. There's probably another wide 9 out here somewhere, I would imagine. But watch what they do to poor Baker Mayfield. I think this is a rep unless they blitz him or sacked him twice. So look, chip, doesn't matter, completely drives the tackle back. He runs a circle around the tackle. And then poor Baker, I thought that was his head that came flying out of there, but it was the football.
Wow.
So again, you're seeing, let's watch Micah from start to finish here. Look, fights through the chip, absolutely bull rushes. I mean, he just bullies that right tackle and then chases the play down, strips the ball out.
We always talk about that, like patience as a ball carrier and then patience as a rusher. You can see Micah kind of getting engaged there and being patient and not kind of panicking, able to not wash himself out of the play. It's awesome.
And again, watch his right hand. He's going to punch and then strip it with his left. Watch him punch, strip, right? It's great. Rob's violent, no doubt, man. All right, next play, and we may get into the running plays soon. This might be the first running play, as a matter of fact. I can't remember. But here he is in probably a 7. Let's just call it a 7 or a wide 9, whatever.
Hey, let's give him a shout-out for lining up on the ball here, too. Look at that right hand.
Oh,
nice work, brother.
So it's another passing play. This is just speed around the edge. Watch him continue to chase. There was Cowboy fans trying to tell me he loafs. No, he's a loafer. He takes plays off. Watch this. Bang.
Finish the play, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's the deepest pressure on this play. Look at behind the quarterback, and who's making the play.
It's a little speed dip and rip right here too, man. Watch him kind of rip. Very subtle rip move, but he gets under that arm, takes the edge. watch the poor guard, Tim. He's like, oh, no, he's loose. Watch out.
It looked like he wanted to give Jaden Daniels a hug there. Like, hey, I got you, man. Look out.
Watch 67, the whole rep, guys. Watch the left guard. This is hilarious. Cue up the circus music. Absolutely hilarious. So that's a hustle sack there, man. You love to see it.
It almost looked like he came in and helped make the play at the end here, too. Looks like he wraps up his own quarterback like, hey, I got you, bro. I got you.
Yeah. Unbelievable. All right, next play. Now, here's the first Joker look, right? When you hear us say Joker, we're talking about these guys, these edge defenders that they'll line up in a 0-1 tech. They'll have him standing over the ball, right?
Yeah.
We do our double A gap mug. Most people call those Jokers. To me, what I've learned from Greg Cosell, a Joker is an edge defender that you stand up over top of the center, right? We used to do it with Zadarius Smith. You've seen us do it with Gary. Remember it was last or the year before last where Gary was acting like he was dribbling a basketball between his legs, standing up over the center.
Remember that.
So here he is playing Joker, all right, is what I've always heard it called. Let me clear this off. I apologize. And let's see what kind of rush we got here. This may be a running play, but nonetheless, he's still playing Joker. Nope. So look at that. He just literally engages and jumps to the left shoulder from the offensive perspective of the center. You cannot expect the center to block Micah Parsons. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. So you see the sack on Jaden Daniels. Watch him, Tim. Engage with the center. Bang out. Actually should have been a face mask on the center as well. He
Yeah,
just popped right
grab
through.
for sure.
Look at that. Doesn't
And I
matter.
love when you say engage. Engage means I'm going to swat and swim and get the hell past you. Like that's the gist of my engagement. It's going to take about 1/10 of a second, and I'm gone.
Watch the center's hands, Tim. Look, jab step in. Look at the center. That's not proper technique.
No.
Love it. And
What
again,
about the best you can do against a guy like that, right?
Oh yeah, no doubt about it, man. All right, next play. Commanders again. Now I think we're to the running plays because it looks like we reset. So they're in a pony package or a double sidecar, right? 2 running backs in the backfield out of a gun set. He, from the defense's perspective, guys, is in what we would call let's count it off here. Let's go 0, 2, 4. I'd call it a 5 tech. All right. So he's in a 5 tech outside shoulder of the tackle. And they're going to motion the running back on the right side of the quarterback from the quarterback's perspective, and then they're going to hand off to the other back. And look at Micah.
Yep.
He's so freaking quick. Watch him get into the backfield. Watch him beat them to the spot. Start, stop, shoot. Right?
Who's 13 on Dallas? Is that a backer or is that a
That's a DB, it looks like.
That's a DB, right? So think about like what we talked about with Bullard.
Yep.
Or X or
Evan Williams.
Yep. And you see Micah in tandem with, a DB mugging down on the edge there. I love it.
Does a great job. This is good gap discipline, too. Get to your spot, beat it. Now, all right, square up, force him back into the teeth of the defense, and he still gets the tackle. So there's your first run stop on the
That's a great point, Clayton. Like, I think one thing that's not talked about enough is how he plays in traffic. He's not scared of being in the mix, Plays
definitely,
well
and
the
he
traffic
plays
there.
And again, he plays kind of loose, so you never see him in a situation where you're like, oh, he could have got hurt there. You know what I mean? It's like,
right.
I think he's going to stay healthy. There was Cowboy fans trying to say that he's injury prone. I think he's missed 4 games in 4 years. So I don't.
We'll take that. We'll take that in modern football, right? You're missing a game a year. We'll take it.
So here's another run stop, I'm pretty sure, unless it's a screen pass. So these are all stops. And just to clarify, a stop is when a player makes a tackle on a play that results in a negative play for the offense, meaning negative EPA. It doesn't necessarily mean it's negative yardage. It just means it's negative EPA. So this player is the reason the offense had a negative play. They were the player to make the tackle to force that negative play, if that makes sense. So here we are in a little bit of a 7 tech. So they're going to hand off, right? Look at him square up on the edge. You know how easy it'd be to just try to shoot the backfield, but he doesn't. Watch how he holds his edge, right? That's huge. And that's Saquon Barkley, I'm pretty sure, the running back.
Yeah.
So watch him.
Best running back in the National Football League? Yeah.
Look at him just square up, hold his gap, right? Trying to get it just right so we can loop it. But he holds his gap, doesn't get too aggressive. Perfect job. Forcing him back in, gets the run stop.
Great point, Clayton. We talk about the feet and the hands and the athleticism. Look at the stripe on the helmet. Look at the eyes. Yeah. Look at where his head is at on these plays, upper body, Beautiful.
Patient too. Very, very patient. Be quick, but don't get in a hurry. That's what you notice.
For sure.
All right, next play against the Eagles again. They got a little jet motion here, a little eye candy. So trying to remember, this might be the end around. I can't remember if it is. No, this isn't the end around. But watch him off the edge here. Ball snaps. They're going to run it. This looks like this is definitely a zone look, right? I don't think we've got anybody pulling. Let's see if any offensive linemen pull. No, this is all just zone right. Okay.
I love how the SIF block absolutely whiffs and misses right here.
He's so quick.
Look, he blocked his own guy.
He literally smacks 81 into his own guy. Watch Micah. Watch 81 come over for the SIF block.
Whoops.
And then he makes the tackle. So again, it's run defense is not Micah Parsons' strength, but you can see, guys, he is not bad at run defense. He's not.
That's a fair point. It might not be his strength, but it damn sure isn't a weakness.
Right. Yeah. Man. He did, man. He literally watch how the Sith lowers his head like, oh, I'm gonna peel his cap.
Yeah, good luck. little stutter step, and I'm in, and I'm making a play on the ball. I love it.
Love to see it. All right, this is really cool. So the Giants come out in an A set. They're going to motion a tight end over, right? And then Mr. All-World Malik Neighbors is going to take the end around. All right. You guys know how fast Malik Neighbors is, right? He's going to come in the opposite direction. And again, watch Micah Parsons and how patient he is on this play. Fake handoff to the running back. Look at him holding his edge. He looks cool as a cucumber, right? Look at Micah sitting there on the edge waiting. He reads it. Oh, yeah. Little toss, little end around. Not today. And he's got the speed to keep up with Malik Neighbors and run him out of bounds. I mean, that is everything. That's FBI. That's patience. That's quickness.
Yep.
That's film study. That's everything. It'd be real easy to go after the running back right here and just shoot your shot. Nope. He recognizes what's going on, makes a play.
Look at and again, it's the footwork, right? It's the FBI and the footwork. Because I mean, if you look at the Giants here, they ran that play perfectly, right? The timing, everything, the exchange, and then you got Malik Neighbors, who's an absolute jet stream out of the backfield.
Yeah.
But I mean, he doesn't even have to touch him. He's just in position to run him out of the play. You gotta love it.
He never looks like he's full speed either. He just kind of goes. You know, that's what's
crazy, right? That's like probably 70%, 60% speed. It's nuts.
And, you know, there's a lot of defenders right here, Tim. They would attack.
Yeah.
And if you miss, he gets the edge. But now he stays patient, knows the out of bounds is an extra defender for him. So, all right, next play. Now we're against the Saints. All right, he's in a wide 9 look off the left side from the offense's perspective. All right, so it's going to be a run to his side. Watch him take on the tackle, hold the edge, and help make the tackle.
And again, look at how he arrives at confrontation. Look at the feet. Look at the hands. I'm always in position to make a play.
Yeah, this is just patient, man. This is, hey, I know my gap. I got to set the edge. It's what he does. It's not pretty. It's not beautiful. But, hey, all right, here we go. Bang.
Yep.
Line it up and do it again.
It's snaps like these that when you get into the weeds here and really look at the film that makes me want to walk back those comments I had. Like, oh, he's just a pure pass rusher. It's like, no, he's not. This guy is well engaged and versatile for sure.
And, you know, PFF would suggest he's above average run defender.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I watched a whole lot of tape, Tim, a whole lot. And you see we have far more pass rushes than run stops, right? This is a highlight reel. I want to specify that. But I'm with you. After watching all the tape, I watched every single Micah Parsons snap from last year is what I did. You're going, are you still married? Mandy's in Kentucky right now, so that might be why she went out of town. All right. Now unfortunately, we got a family member that's sick, so she's seeing someone in the hospital. But so I watched every snap, and you'll see there's far fewer run defensive highlights than pass rush. So Tim, I got to defend you and go, because I said the same thing. No. He's a much, much better pass rusher than a run defender, but he's definitely not bad at run defense.
Exactly.
I'm simply saying Myles Garrett is just as good against the run as he is rushing the passer. He's someone who's on a little bit higher tier than Micah Parsons as an overall defender. But there's a case to be made that Micah Parsons is a better run. He's definitely a better speed rusher than Myles Garrett. But that's where you
get. Like we said, you got to love it, right? Like run defense is not your strong suit, but you're still above average at it.
Absolutely.
You know, like your baseline is still above average across the league.
Yeah, look at him blow this play up. This is, you want to talk about football IQ. So they're going to run a slip screen here, guys. This is how this is going to work. So Micah's here, right? This running back is going to stutter, slip out across the formation, and they're going to get some blockers out here to run a screen pass, right? Look at Micah's eyes. Like Tim said, look at the stripe on the helmet.
Yep.
Watch him read this play. Notice how he does not get upfield. Notice how he doesn't try to loop around and get to a run gap. He reads screen at the snap of the ball. Watch the FBI. Oh, that's a screen. Let me just get on over here.
Yeah. Trust it. See it, trust it, and get over there, right?
Yep.
That's to mention, can we go back pre-snap too? Who's the first off the snap? Watch number 11.
Oh, yeah.
He's the first off the snap.
Yeah. I mean, look at, he's already a half a yard in the back.
Yeah, he's already ahead of everybody.
66 knows, oh, crap, he sees this, right? As they go to slip out, it doesn't even matter. There's that backside pursuit.
Exactly. All 66 did is help him. He just shoved him over a little bit more.
A little extra momentum, a little nitrous boost there, right?
Yeah, thank you.
But again, man, FBI, we've covered it all. We talked about speed off the edge. We showed elite, absolutely elite footwork, right? We've shown how he uses his hand. We've shown the speed dip and rip. We showed the swim move. We showed him take on a point of attack. We showed him set the edge. We showed FBI on the jet sweep. Now we're showing you FBI reading the slip screen.
I feel like that's a running theme with him, right? We're either saying elite, or we're saying above average, really good, really good.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to be a dog, man, especially with Gary on the other side, man. Oh, my God.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't wait till we
And Rashawn's no stranger to occupying a double team, right? Like they want to double up Rashawn. Go ahead. We'll just let Micah eat, right?
There you go. Yeah. And, here's the other thing. There's some fans that are worried. Is he going to be ready for week one? Guys, he's going to be out there week one. Now, does he play? Here's the big question, right? Gary only played, what was it, Tim? He played 60-some% of the snaps last year. Yep, That's the normal rotation rate for Matt LaFleur's defenses, whether it was Mike Pettin, Joe Barry, or now Jeff Hafley, right?
I would expect that week one for sure then, right?
Right. But I'm wondering, do they have plans for Micah to crack the 70 and 80% mark? I don't know. I kind of hope so, but at the same time, our edge defenders typically stay healthy. All right. Micah was banged up last year. Max Crosby, banged up last year. TJ Watt, they run these guys in the ground with 90% of the snaps. And as fans, we're going, why is Gary on the sideline? Well, we're not saying, damn, Gary's on the sideline because he's hurt,
Yeah.
So I think some of that actually matters too. So
I agree. And I think week one against the Lions, there's going to be an emphasis to get Micah out there on the field, right? But also knowing he's still the new guy and hasn't had a lot of reps in a while. But I would anticipate north of 30, 35 snaps in his debut, right? You would think they're going to want to work him in out there.
I honestly think he's going to be on par with whatever Gary is. And I could be completely wrong, guys. You guys know if you watch this show consistently, I am wrong all the time. You don't believe me? Ask my wife. All right. But I would be surprised if he doesn't have a very, very, very similar number of snaps as Rashawn Gary, because this is pretty straightforward. There's not going to be anything within Jeff Hafley's defense that he goes, that's going to take some getting used to.
Right.
It's just not the case. Now the question is, has he been taking care of his body? I don't know if you guys seen the presser. That dude looked lean. He looked lean and mean. Like sometimes you look at a player in the preseason or maybe they're holding out and you're like, he looks a little heavy, right? Micah doesn't look heavy.
No, I don't think so either.
At all. So I think he's going to be good to go. They might want to put a little weight on him, to be honest with you, Tim. I don't know. Not saying that's what we should do, but Jeff Hafley might have a little bit different view, as opposed to the way the Cowboys see him. Jen Wright.
Well, if anyone can be an athletic freak with a little bit of extra muscle and a little extra weight, it's Micah Parsons, right?
Absolutely.
You're not worried about him bulking up.
If he needs any help understanding what it is to carry a little extra weight, you can come see your boy. You know what I mean? I've been training this for 42 years. I know how to carry a little extra weight.
Meet me at the buffet, baby. That's all right. Good.
I'm telling you, man. Mandy headed over to Kentucky earlier, and I was like, what am I going to eat? We got this little – you guys may see them nationwide. I don't know. I don't get out of my little cave here much, but we got a Beef O'Brady's just down the street. Had them DoorDash in about 12 wings. I ain't ate 12 wings in so long, Tim. Bro.
Is this what you look like when you answer the door?
Yeah, that's what I look like laying on the couch trying to get ready for the podcast after I stand those 12 wings. I thought about having a daddy soda, but I'm like, I will be snoring on the show. There's no doubt about it. Jen Wright, been a member for 16 months. Jen, I don't tell you this enough. Thank you so much for the support. You've been here as long as anyone, and really, really appreciate you being just a constant viewer here and tuning in. I love your takes in the chat as well. You're positive, but you're inquisitive. You're also you'll ask, hey, that looks bad, or you'll just say, hey, look, I think this dude needs to improve on that. Really, really appreciate your opinion. She says, hey, Clayton, can we break down Micah in our playoff game? So you're talking about the 2023 playoff game. We could do that. It just takes a little time, Jen. Like this, obviously I had to go through, watch the tape, find the plays that are applicable. I got to record them and then put it into an editing software tool, edit it, and then obviously mark it and everything. I could try to put that together if I have time. I don't want to promise I will, just because that's the other thing, Tim. Like tomorrow's Sunday, right? We're 1 week away from – we got to start prepping for the Lions and all that. But I think it would be – Jen, I think it's a great idea. I really do. to kind
I
of
can
look
comb
at
through the stats and look at the snap counts for him, and then just see what we have, and then if you want to pull film and go from there, we
because
can
he
do it.
was. I don't want to say he was non-existent, but they did a good job neutralizing him, right? But you got to keep in mind too, we jumped up to an early lead quick, right? And guess
Yep.
what you do when you get to an early lead? You run the rock, right?
Yep.
So you strike on a couple quick hitters in the passing game, then press into the run, and that's how you neutralize somebody like a Myles Garrett or a Micah, especially a Micah Parsons, who's that speed rusher, right? So
Yeah, and I think that's the formula, honestly, for success for us this year, right? Get out there early, get a couple scores on the board, put them dogs out there, and just choke the life out of that opposing offense, and play with a lead and win games early, and get it over with.
what I always say is lean on them.
Yeah,
Lean on them, man. I love boxing. I love UFC. And when you get that, watch. It sounds weird. The guys are going to make fun of me. I don't care. When you're watching a UFC fight or you're watching a boxing fight, watch the boxer's stomach. And when you see that thing start breathing heavy, that's when you lean on them. And that's what the running game does. You ask any offensive lineman in the history of the game, would you rather run the ball or pass the ball? They go, oh, run the ball. Because when you're passing the ball, offensive linemen are getting their ass kicked.
Yep.
It's literally die a slow death, give him 3 seconds to get the ball out. I'm just going to get beat up here. But when you run the rock and you get that duo call, it's all right. That backer that's been running that mouth all day, I'm getting to the next level right now, and I'm going to peel his cap. So
absolutely.
Jen, I'll see if I can put that together. Thank you for the recommendation. I really appreciate the support. Randy Cleavers with the super chat. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate you, buddy. He says Parsons and Cooper are going to feast on offenses. I have no words. Like, I was thinking about it last night. I was like, Edgerrin Cooper, what he did his rookie year, and guys, he was behind the 8 ball coming out of camp.
Yeah.
He was hurt.
Yeah, he was hurt.
Yeah.
He missed a lot of time.
Reps, yeah. Him with a full off season. And oh, by the way, remember he put on 20 pounds of muscle. And now you got Micah Parsons. You got Gary coming off of one of his best seasons. The only question mark's in the middle. It really is, right? And you know what? Our strength last year was run defense. And at the heart of it was Kenny Clark, but he was in that one gap, basically playing a touch spy. We talked about it. We're like, oh, his foot was hurt. That's why they had him do it, right? All right, I line him up in the A gap. They know who 97 is. They'll double team block him, and he can just kind of lag back and play 2 gaps, right? He can do that. So it was kind of a hybrid between the 34 principle of 2-gap scheme and the 4-3-1 gap scheme, where you got a guy who's banged up and can't really drive up the field on a pass rush. Let's just let him occupy 2 gaps there, and that'll throw their run scheme off too. So I look in the middle, and I'm not worried about Devontae White. He's a pass rusher. Don't get me wrong. His run defense is his weak spot, but hopefully he'll improve with that with the arrival of DeMarcus Covington. And then Carl Brooks, if he's in the 1-tech. And then what are we going to do in the middle? Are we going to kick Gary inside? What have you? But going back to what you're saying, Randy, the thought of Cooper and Parsons together, they are the same player. I'm not saying Cooper is as good as Parsons. He's on the trajectory. We talked about it. And I was like, man, I know I'm going to get raked over the coals for this, but if you see it, you got to say it. Yeah. I have not seen a rookie linebacker come in the league and look like that since I've watched Lawrence Taylor highlights. Fred Warner did not look like Edgerrin Cooper his rookie year. He was good, don't get me wrong, but he didn't look like that. I mean,
that's what we talk about, though, right? 1 to 2 years, 3 years into your progression. Look at Fred Warner, after year 2 going into year 3 compared to his rookie year, right?
And thank you for the super chat, Randy. Appreciate you. 2-0 for this. It's a great point. Cooper could be Parsons if they made him a pass rusher. They are very similar, Tim. Their feet, the way that Cooper moves, I completely agree with what he's saying here.
Yeah,
so
me too. That's the obvious comparison, right? The sheer athleticism of these 2 guys, for sure. I think Cooper might have the edge in coverage, though. Coop's probably a better cover backer.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say definitively. I can see how you would have that opinion, but the fact that I think Parsons only did it 1 year. It was either 1 or maybe 2 years, and they put him back there. But yeah, I mean, Edgerrin Cooper, he does everything well. He really does. But now I have not seen him rush the quarterback as effectively as Micah Parsons, right? But that's Micah
Parsons. We might get to see it this year, right?
Bro,
put Micah out there on the wide 9 and let Edge Coop mug that gap. Yeah. See what happens, right?
Imagine having both of them mugging the same gap. Imagine having Edgerrin Cooper in a 5-tech and then have Micah Parsons in a 4-eye.
Oh, wow.
Imagine them going, the offense going, okay, kick the sidecar left, tight end, motion over, double chip, keep them off my back. And then they both drop into coverage. You got 3 bodies over there doing absolutely nothing, you know?
Yeah. And then 8 snaps later, they both blitz. You run the same look and they're both coming.
Right.
Love it.
Exciting. All right, we're at the hour 32 mark. My dogs are going to divorce me. I got to get downstairs. All right. So that's the excuse tonight. But I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Tim, you got any parting thoughts? And thank you for your time jumping in. I know you've been busy here lately, and I appreciate you carving out the time to jump on. Buddy.
No, man, it's great to be back talking ball, man. This is awesome. Again, I was a guy that was on the fence with this whole trade from the beginning, especially thinking that we were going to have to auction off the farm to get Micah Parsons here. And to see Goody pull this off like a straight up gangster in the middle of the night, just getting a premier talent here for, I mean, let's be honest. We gave up Kenny Clark, which is a pillar in the middle. We just talked about that.
Yeah.
And 2 first rounds, that's no joke either. But hey, if you're bringing Lombardi's home, who cares about the 32nd pick in the draft, right? If you're winning titles. So, and again, I wouldn't put it past Gangster Goot to snatch us up a first or second round pick here before the draft anyway, somehow, some way. So, all in all, I'm happy, and our team got better. And, that week 1 shellacking of the Detroit Lions at Lambeau Field is right around the corner. Looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah. And again, man, I wouldn't put anything past Scooty either. And when Tim mentioned that offline, guys, I'm like, I could see that. I could see him packaging something up, still getting back in the first round. However, I also like the idea of how I laid out the salary cap earlier, the fact that if you just stay in the second and you don't trade all that draft capital to get back in the first, that helps with the cap, the way the rookies are slotted. So that's something. Yeah.
So, we know Goody cooks in those mid to late rounds, right?
Oh my God. I mean, again, Edgerrin Cooper, 2nd round pick. Christian Watson, 2nd round pick. Jaden Reed, 2nd round pick. Evan Williams, 3rd round pick. Right? Zach Tom, 4th round pick.
Rasheed Walker, 7th round pick. Let's go.
Right. Exactly. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it. I want to give a special shout out, Max Curley, for being a new member. Thank you so much. Dan Mullen, you lit it up tonight, buddy. You had all kinds of super chats. Thank you so much. R.R. Smith 30, Joseph Baca, Dan Mullen again, Clint the Armchair Quarterback, gifting 10 memberships to 10 lucky viewers here. Dan Mullen again, Jen Wright being a member for 16 months, and then our buddy Randy Cleaver coming in with the super chat. So, listen, I don't take that lightly. Thank y'all so much for the support. It helps us pay for the stuff that we need, the NASA computer, the internet service it takes. You guys remember when I used to try to do Chalk Talk and it was all choppy? Couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Stuff costs money. And the people that donate like this and all our members in the Patreon group and everyone in between, it helps way more than you know. And if you're not one that can afford to do a super chat or afford to be a member, whether it's Patreon or YouTube, just taking a quick second to hit that like button and sharing with your friends and jumping in here and making the show better in the chat every week, it means just as much. Please understand that. So really, really appreciate everybody. Tim, thank you for your time. We'll see y'all tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Central Time for PTA Live. I may go live during the day too if I get a little something on my mind. Been doing those random and getting really good feedback there. Just quick hitters, 10, 15-minute shows covering something that I find interesting. So, but appreciate everybody. Everybody have a wonderful evening. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world and go back.
Here we go. We out.
Bye, guys.